This is a demonstration for using the Music Kit CD-ROM. These directions are specifically for use with PCs. If you are a Mac user, please view the video using the Music Kit Mac version. This particular video is being produced on a Mac, so from time to time there will be things that don't look particularly PC-like. That's okay. I'll try to note those differences and help you navigate as we go. Very specific instructions for using PCs, Macs, and flash drives can be found on the Using the Music Kit handout that I've posted on D2L. Make certain that you print it out and use it for any troubleshooting that you might need. Alright, the first thing you want to do is insert your Music Kit CD-ROM into your disk drive. And wait a few seconds so that it has a chance to be read by your computer. Now on the Mac, it's going to mount on the desktop, as you can just see here. However, on the PC, what's going to happen in general is that you'll get a screen that will come up asking you what you would like to do with the CD-ROM. If this happens, you should choose Open Folder to view files and click OK. If this screen does not come up, go to My Computer and look for the Music Kit, and then double-click to open. Now, as I'm demonstrating on a Mac, I'll need to open it by double-clicking on the image that mounts on the desktop, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Alright. Now, as in a PC, you'll see folders. The particular folder that you want to be that you're interested in is this Music Kit 4.0 folder. That's the one. What you're going to do is click on it and drag it to some place on your hard drive. Most of my students like to put it on their desktop, so that's what we'll do. This action will copy the contents of the Music Kit to your desktop. Now once this folder is copied to your desktop, or whatever location you choose, you're going to run the program from this folder. In order to run the Music Kit effectively, you're always going to have the CD in the drive, but you're going to run the program from the folder. Alright? So, close that window. This has to be there in the drive, but this is what you run it from. Double-click to open, and you will find the Music Kit EXE. Now on my Mac, the EXE extension does not show, and if I double-click on this right now, it's not going to open the program for me. But for you, it will. Double-click on it. Once you've double-clicked, this will bring you to the license agreement for the Music Kit program. Click Accept. And then tab through this screen, putting in your name, course, section, and teacher. Then click Proceed. By filling out this form, you've created a scores.txt file, which is where all of your scores will be recorded. At this point, you'll see a screen that comes up, and this has all of the exercises, etc. You can go to any exercise, for example here, or here, or the rhythm drills here. You can do a practice session. What you'll find is at this point, you will see a screen with all of the exercises, etc. Let's go to one of these drills and take a look at what it. At this point, you'll come to the main home screen of the Music Kit program. Now you can go to exercises. You'll see them in the workbook drills 1 and 2 and the rhythm drills. Let's look at one of these drills to see what the program offers us. Let's go to bass clefs. Alright, you can see that there are 4 rectangles across the bottom. Now, it used to be that you could see the text without mousing over or anything in each of these 4 rectangles. But as the program's gotten older and operating systems have gotten newer, at this point, you will see a screen with all of the exercises and so on. Let's take a look at what some of these drills might look like. So let's go to Workbook Drills 1, bass clefs. Now you'll notice that we come to a screen with 4 rectangles across the bottom. It used to be that you could see text in all 4 of these rectangles, but operating systems have gotten newer and the program has not. And this is the same with both Macs and PCs. So you'll have to click on each box to see what it is. The first box is explanation. The next is practice sessions. So they're very good, but they won't show up on your scores card. The actual quiz, which is what you turn in, will be there. And finally, click this last one. It will give you your score. Once you've done a quiz, you'll have a scores file. This scores file keeps a record of every exercise you have done. Please note that you're working on a school lab computer. The scores reflected will only be those that you've done in one session. To keep a record of all of your scores, you must use your own personal computer or a flash drive. Instructions for installing this program and running from a flash drive are in your Using the Music Kit handout. Now to look at your complete scores file, you can click here, which is on the scorecard. And again, we have these rectangles, explanation, and then we have the workbook scorecard and your rhythm reader scorecard. Now, you can see that there are columns across here. It doesn't render very well, but this tells you what exercise, and then you'll see how many attempts you've made here, your best score, your best time, and the last 2 scores. So that's the information that you'll see across there. Now you can print your scores from this scorecard, but that's not the preferred method for submitting to me. So there's the print scores, but it doesn't work that well for everyone, and I have got a better method for you. So we're going to click Done, and then we're going to click Quit. Now I do want to show you one more thing before I show you how to submit the scores. The first time you open the program, you actually create a scores file. You can see right now that on the desktop I have this new file that wasn't there before. Now, it looks like a text file. It says TXT on it, and you might think that you could open it with a normal text editor. Let me show you what happens if you try to open it. See, it's just a bunch of glyphs. So that's not going to be very helpful. This actually is not a true text file. It can only be opened using the Music Kit or the Music Kit gradebook. So don't panic. You haven't done anything wrong. It is the right thing. However, once you've generated that, this program now knows that you've got a running scores file. So when you try to open this, you're going to bring up a screen, but then it's going to ask you for that scores file. Now it isn't too obvious because it doesn't necessarily tell you that it's looking for that, but if you're lucky, it'll bring you directly to that file. Sometimes, especially if you've moved the original icon, you might have to look around for that scores file, but that's okay. You've got a browser window right here. You can click and look for it. but this is what we want. So we're going to click it, open, and now you're going to be able to run the program with no problems. Okay? I just wanted to show you that. We'll click quit. Now I'd like to show you how to submit your assignment. To submit your assignment, you're going to use the D2L Dropbox. Right now we're in your course, Fundamentals of Music, and you'll see this gold bar that helps you navigate through D2L. Go to Dropbox, and then locate the folder with the appropriate, labeled with the appropriate assignment. In general, I've got them labeled CD1, CD2, and so on. So then you click on the appropriate folder, and that brings you to a screen. Click Add File, click Choose File, then select the same scores file that you need to open your program at this point. Now, again, not all browsers are this smart. It might not take you directly to the scores file and you may have to browse. It just depends on where you've put it. But it's the same scores file that you need to open every time you open your music kit. Choose it, upload it, and finally, this is important, click Submit. There you have it. You've submitted your scores file. This concludes our session on using the music kit. If you run into problems such as error messages or no sound or you can't find your scores file and so on, these are all addressed in the Using the Music Kit handout. It's a very thorough troubleshooting guide.